Hi guys, it's Jason again, here at my home shop in Napanee, Indiana. We'll be working on the Elco again today. We got the water pump pulley, the power steering pulley, and the crank pulley lined up. So now we're gonna move on to the alternator and work on getting that spaced out and figured out. So I think that's what we're going to jump on today. So let me get you up there and get you looking at what I'm looking at. Okay, so now that we got those three lined up and where they're going to go, now we got to get working on this alternator one. This is going to have to come really far forward because we have a smaller cog belt that we're going to run on here. And then we have to replace this guy with here. So first thing we're gonna have to do is replace that. Now, I tried hitting this with the old ratchet on that, and this thing just spins, and I failed at it. I tried to grip it with a belt. That didn't help. I tried using a ratchet strap, and then I fell back on my old YouTube certified mechanic knowledge, and I went and asked the YouTube, how do you do this? And they said, just get an impact. They said impact is the way to do it. You simply just, well, kind of like that, but usually you'll just hold it with your hand, but it basically takes it right off. And then you basically can just replace it with this little guy. Oops. But yeah, so that's kind of what we got going on. And now I got to get those two to line up in that direction. So we're going to do some measurement, and we're going to do some spacing. So that's what's going to be done here. I'm going to put you on time lapse for that, guys. But I think that's going to look pretty trick. What do you think? Hey guys, as you can see, that came out pretty good. I think we're to a point where we can measure for belts, and that's pretty much all we got left. I do need to order some different bolts of different lengths for a couple spots, because I don't just have a stash of metric bolts laying around. And it did free up some more room for these steam ports. So if I go to a 90-degree there, I should be just fine. Got my steam port on the back as well. Got one there. So this is now spaced off the block 1.5 inches. I did flip this bracket from this side to that side. I dropped that pulley about 800 times. Yeah, you should count how many times in the slow-mo or in the time lapse that I have to go find that pulley because I dropped it. I don't have any fine thread bolts for that. My fan extension for right here is the wrong size. They make two different sizes of these. I got it for the smaller size. I need it for the bigger size, so I'm gonna have to order a different extension. So yeah, I think I can use my handy dandy little tape measure that I have to measure for some belts, and then get some belts ordered, get some different bolts ordered, proper length bolts, get that all sorted out, get the different spacer ordered, get the different A and bung ordered. And yeah, I think I should be able to wrap all this up pretty soon. So we got to that point where we wanted to get, getting down to, you know, the final measurements and getting it done. So yeah, I think I'm gonna measure for belts real quick. Let's see if I can't drop this pulley a few more times. Probably real good for it. Bounce it off of concrete. That won't be bad. I get 27 3/4. Yeah, roughly. 27 3/4. Oh man, it's too long. I'll call it 36 and a half. Oh wait, that's all the way out. Yeah, it's 36 and a half. Right there, it's 36. So anything shorter than 36 is probably gonna work. So longer than. So, for this guy, I got anything longer than 27 3/4 because I have this completely maxed down. And this is pretty much pushed all the way out. And it's at about 36 and a half, so I just need something shorter than 36 and a half, and I should be fine. So, yeah. Get some belts ordered. Get some bolts the correct length. Get a 90. And man, we should be ready to button that up. Oh yeah, I gotta get the fan spacer. Gotta get a fan spacer. And yeah. Yeah, we should be able to button it up. I think that's gonna be pretty cool, guys. I think this is gonna look really nice. Hey guys, so that's pretty much it for lining that stuff up and getting to a point where I can measure belts and make a list of parts I need to go order, and hopefully they come in pretty quick and we can finish up all that accessory drive and move on to finishing up the coolant system and finishing up the power steering with lines and fluids, and checking that off the list and getting that much closer to making this thing run. I'm hungry. It's about lunchtime, so I'm gonna go get lunch and order a bunch of car parts. So thanks for tagging along in this video. Thanks for your support. Till next time.